Chapter 5 Specialized Knowledge, Personal Experiences, or Observations. This chapter teaches us about the difference of specialized knowledge and general knowledge, and how we can apply this specialized knowledge to get ahead. Knowledge is the only potential power. It becomes power only when and if it is organized into definite plans of action and directed toward a definite end. The key takeaways from this chapter is knowledge isn't just power. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power when organized into definite plans and acted upon. Types of knowledge begin with general knowledge, which is broad, theoretical, often not useful when wealth building. An example is what you learn in school, trivia, small talk during conversations. It's easy for us to share anecdotes and stories about things that happened in our life that don't actually lead to any meaningful end. A good example is when you go out to the pub, you may sit down in the smoking area and chat with someone. More often than not, they'll bring up stories from their week and things that they experienced through their time in life. This might be a fishing trip where they went out and caught a 3-meter flatty. Their success is bolstered on their stories and doesn't really give us any information that builds up our understanding of wealth creation. The most important thing this chapter teaches us is specialized knowledge. It's practical, applied, and focused. It directly contributes to achieving goals. It can be technical, financial, or personal. This means we don't need to go and talk to someone about ballet if we're trying to learn about how to build a business selling bricks. What this chapter is showing us is that what we learn and consume and what fills our mind is what we'll use later on down the track. It's a special type of focus that we use to build upon our base of knowledge. The good thing about this is once we get to a position of power, we can hire people with this specialized knowledge to do the work for us. Pauline is really big on you don't need to know everything. Leverage other people's knowledge, form or join a mastermind group, and use the knowledge of experts as needed. Knowledge will not attract money unless it's organized and used specifically. Think and Grow Rich gets into a mastermind group in much more detail in a later chapter. A brief explanation of it is, let's say you work for an IT company, and the IT company is solving malware issues in computer servers for businesses. The director of the company can use the staff below him to solve problems and find errors in code, or the human error that's included with that. A more practical example to the common man would be a group of friends that are talking about success and understanding how to make money. The conversations you have with these people will lead you to a outcome whether you like it or not. If your friends are talking about their wins, how much money they're making from their side hustles, ideas about new wealth generation, you're more likely to become a wealthy person because you're actively seeking specialized knowledge and developing yourself. When you work in a team, there's a sense of accountability that you need to work with these people and not fall behind. Sure, you've had a relationship in the past where you guys didn't really end anything, you just faded away. And that may be because one of the people in the relationship were not keeping up to your standard and you simply kept progressing in your life and they fell off the train track of your progress and chose to fall into mediocrity. Another key point from this chapter is lifelong learning. Specialized knowledge must be continually updated. It must stay relevant in your field of area of focus. It suggests that we use books, courses, mentors, and online resources. For myself, I use The Real World. It teaches you e-commerce, content creation, personal branding, investing, cryptocurrencies, and it goes into extreme detail. There's weekly live streams, there's constant live chats, and there's a major emphasis on accountability. If you'd like to join The Real World, there is a link below. You can sign up now. I remember when I was 19 and I was first getting into this sphere of new ways to generate wealth. I think one of the first purchases I ever made was Eman Gadji's original course, Influencer Ignited. It was a simple course on personal branding and how to market yourself to reach an audience. I remember during that course there was a big emphasis on accountability and check-ins. It was important to show people that you were doing the work, and it was important to show people your wins. People who are doing the most usually got the most recognition. But this isn't the only way to make knowledge and then turn it into specified knowledge. I used to go to the library and read 8 books at a time. I'd speed read. So how you speed read a book is you flip open the book, you say, cool, this book is about Think and Grow Rich. Take a bit of information from things that were important to me at the time. For example, if I were to speed read Think and Grow Rich, I'd read the cover, I'd read the back of the book, and then I'd flip to the contents page, and I'd go through and look for something that I'm trying to learn about that day that applies to me specifically. And let's say I was struggling with being persistent with my goals. I'd flip to that chapter and I'd quickly scan through the pages looking for easy to read content, something that would apply directly to what I was working towards. And let's say I was wanting to learn about persistence of mind, and we can have some easy to read dot points here. Okay, definite purpose, you need to desire it, you need to have self-reliance, you need to have a definite plan, you need to have accurate knowledge and cooperation. Down these points, and then I'd actively seek out ways to implement it into my real world. For specialized knowledge, Napoleon Hill gives us some application steps. Determine the specific knowledge you need, and then decide where and how to acquire it, whether that's study, experience, or going up to someone and asking them how to do it. Once we do that, we create a plan of how to use it, and then we implement it. And the most important point from all of this is to take action and execute on it, because we want to iterate the process and refine how we gather intelligence and apply it to our desired goals. And once we find out this information, it's good to share it with others and see what they say, because they're likely to bring up their own experiences. A really good quote I found in this chapter is, "The missing link in all systems of education is the failure to teach students how to organize and use knowledge after they acquire it. In school, we're taught to understand a topic, do a test, and then it's never used again. In real life, we learn something and we repeat it thousands of times." Hill put in a story about Henry Ford, and the context is, Ford was sued by a newspaper that called him uneducated and ignorant. They took him to court and he was asked general knowledge questions. Ford replied he didn't need to know everything. He could call an expert when needed. And the lesson we took away from this is, Ford succeeded not because of what he knew, but because he knew how to use specialized knowledge effectively and organize a team of experts. He needed to know someone that was passionate about thermodynamics of an engine. The key takeaways from this chapter is, success doesn't require formal education. It requires purpose-driven knowledge. He draws from many people in this book that had limited or no education at all. I believe Thomas Edison only had 3 years of schooling, and he was able to make the light bulb that revolutionized the way we see in the dark. You need to learn what you need and when you need it. So it's seeking out information when it's timely, and it's using that information immediately. And for example, let's say you have an ads campaign on Facebook. You're constantly iterating that ad, making new content for it, and then you're checking the statistics and analytics behind it to see what's working and what can be revised and improved. You may have live visits on your website, and you're watching people interact with the design. You may find people clicking away because your website looks scammy. It's up to you to refine your website by finding information, such as the live replays, and iterating the design so you're giving people a better experience. The whole point of this chapter is, organized, specialized knowledge plus action is real power. Everyone knows how to keep their room clean, but it's people that actually keep their room clean and do it in a timely manner that get the reward from it. A good way to learn these things is to build or join a network of specialists to support your goals. This is really the foundation of many businesses, because a CEO doesn't understand every element of their business. They understand people and what people are passionate about. They go out and they find people who want to do this work because they want to work towards a goal together. Think and Grow Rich is a fantastic book for transforming your mindset. If you want to get it, there's a link below. It's a free PDF, and there's also a link to purchase a hard copy as well. I'll include a referral code to the real world if you want to get some specialized knowledge in an industry that would benefit you.